We are today, we are all conscious that we have gathered together to celebrate the presence of the Guru, and here a continuous chant of a very special Guru mantra from the Guru-gita is going on, with which we are doing the fire sacrifice. And here continuous unbroken chant of the Guru-gita is going on for the last so many days. It will culminate on the Guru Purnima on 19th. This just shows that this text called Guru-gita is a very important text, must be an important text, that it has been given so much of reverence. And I have been asked to introduce this text to all of us. I'll introduce this to myself also while sharing it with you. Okay. It's a very mystical text, very, very mystical. If you read it, sometimes you won't get it also, if you just read it like that. What I will try to do is that I think I have about 1 hour. Is that? I have about 1 hour. And in 1 hour, what I would try to do is introduce you to the context in which this text emerged and introduce the pith of it, the core of it. If that is interesting and we all feel that it is engaging enough, then probably over the next few days while the Guru-gita part is going on, I would even propose that we can sit together in a small group and study it between ourselves. We can study the whole text also. Okay. First of all, the context of this text. This is part of a larger writing called Skandha Puran. There are 18 Purans. Purans are collection of genealogies and mythologies. They have many archetypes and examples and models narrated in story form, which capture the essence of the Vedas. Vedas contain dense, complex knowledge. Puranas contain the same knowledge in a context of a story, or it also contains historical writings, historical information, but mostly it is mythological genealogies and stories which express the fundamental teachings of the Vedas. This particular writing is part of Skandha Mahapurana. Skandha Puran contains 81,000 verses. 81,000 verses. Must be a fat book. And this Guru-gita is a small part of it. This contains about 300 some verses, 350 or some verses. So what is the content of Skandha Puran? What is the context of Skandha Puran? Skandha Puran was compiled by Vedavyas, who also compiled the Vedas, who compiled all the later texts. He put them all together. Skandha means shoulders. So this is Skandha Puran is 81,000 verses about the shoulders. Okay. Whatever the shoulders stand for, we can go on talking about it. But we can talk of some responsibilities, some strengths. Shoulders are also representative of the strength. Skandha was the name of the son of Shiva and Parvati. Shiva and Shakti, you can say. But Shiva and Shakti much more on the mundane plane, on the earth plane, when they came together and they conjugated. Out of their divine union was born Skandha, the shoulder, who would shoulder the responsibility of cleaning up the earth of certain negative tendencies at that point in time. Let us put it that way. It is said that this being Skandha had 6 faces. Each one of them have different significations. So the whole Purana, whole story is about Skandha. But the beautiful thing is that out of 81,000 verses of the Mahapurana, called Skandha Mahapurana, story of Skandha, not many verses are referred, not many verses talk about him. They talk about other things. They talk about the presence of Shiva, the presence of Parvati, and there is a whole beautiful story behind it of how Parvati came to happen, how in her previous life she was known as Sati in her previous life, and what all happened at that point in time. All the stories, very, very interesting, very potent, very beautiful stories that led to her coming, and Skandha Puran explains and narrates that. Now, Puran is narrated in a story form. So the narrator of this Purana, here now we introduce subtle concepts. The person who is narrating the Purana is called Lomarsha Rishi. Rishi, seer, sage. Lomarsha. Loma means hair follicles, all the hair follicles. Lomharsh becomes Lomarsh. One whose every hair follicle is filled with joy, with bliss. When your hair follicles stand up, I get goosebumps when you said goosebumps, out of joy. That sage, out of joy, who is in bliss, out of him is flowing the story of this Purana, Lomarsha Rishi. But it doesn't stop here. While the Purana was flowing out of him, and it is not him, remember. All of this is happening in our mind fields. So Lomarsha Rishi is not another person, but it is our state of mind which is bursting with joy. Out of that bursting with joy, something is flowing out in our mind field. Hold this thought in your mind. And there are a group of seekers like us, ourselves, like a Sangha, sitting together listening to Lomarsha Rishi. Suddenly, the elder brother of Krishna, he is called Balram. Basically, Balaram, Bala means force. You can say the force of ego. You can say it here. Ego, the force of rationale. It arrives in this gathering. Imagine the force of rationale arising within yourself. What the hell are we doing here? Why are we sitting here? That kind of a rationale. And Balaram arrives in that gathering. There was a reason why he came, so there is a whole story why he was there. There was an urgency. Everybody stood up, but Lomarsha Rishi, who was so full of joy, so absorbed in the narration, he did not recognize. And this Balaram took his his plow, his weapon, and chopped the head of Lomarsha Rishi, who was narrating this story. Can you imagine? Joy is narrating a story, and ego chops the joy. Shut up. What the hell are you doing? It happens within us, isn't it? And then suddenly, the ego realizes that a big mistake has happened. The source of joy is over, finished. Now what? Again, there are stories among stories and stories. So arrives on the scene the son of Lomarsha Rishi. His name is Ugrashrava, the son. What does Ugrashrava mean? Ugra, heightened, heights. Shrava, listener, a heightened listener. Because in this joy of narration, this Lomarsha Rishi was not listening. He was not listening, that an ego is arising. Had he listened, he would have first settled the ego and not got his head cut off. So out of this joy, son of this rishi, his name is Ugrashrava. And then this listener is now narrating the story further. Can you understand? At one point in time, joy absorbed in its own self, something is flowing out. Whether you listen, enjoy or not, I don't care. And therefore somebody comes up and says, Pawan, shut up now. We have had enough of you. And then out of this learning arises another form of speaking, which is speaking out of listening. And not only listening, highest form of listening, the subtlest listener, Ugrashrava. And now this listener is narrating the story. And this is within us. It is not somebody else. All right. When he starts narrating the story, he is called Sut. Sut. His name, his title. He becomes Sut. Sut means a thread. That's all. A thread. Out of which you might have heard the word sutra, yoga sutra, thread, threads. So here, Ugrashrava begins to be known as Sutaji. With respect, we call him Sutji, otherwise Sut, the thread. So Mr. Thread is now narrating the story. And the thread of what? That thread, on one end of which is speaking, the narrator, on the other end of that is the listener, both within our own self, tied together with a thread. So, out of height of ecstatic bliss is born this listener, and through the height of listening he recognizes the thread of communication, and it is this sacred thread out of which is emerging, flowing this understanding of Guru-gita, which we'll share now. And what do threads do? If I am one thread, you are another thread, we only need to resonate. So this thread is not narrating, only inviting other threads to kindly resonate with that which is emerging out of this first thread. So it is like Suta, the thread is being played by a cosmic hand, quang, and all other threads have begun to resonate with it. And the whole group again falls into resonance and the story moves forward. The writing of this text, Skandha Mahapuran, was around 500 something AD. So it is not very old text. The writing is, say, about 1500 years old, still not very old. But the tradition or the wisdom or the knowledge is thousands and thousands of years old. It was captured, written, documented around 6th century AD. In the background of the story, so this Sutji is explaining now, is now telling a story. In that story, he is saying that Shiva was seated on Kailash, Mount Kailash, and with him was his wife Parvati, seated next to him. And some sages, some saints, some seekers of high level, you can say our own seeking mind, have all gathered within our own mind space. But here you can say in a geographical location like Kailash. In fact, I pause here and I want to add one thing more. Skandha Mahapuran is like a modern day Lonely Planet. Are you aware of Lonely Planet, the fat book? It talks about many places and all the good things around that place. Skandha Mahapuran is like I think it is the parent of Lonely Planet. All the 81,000 verses only talk of places and what energy stays in that place. So it talks of various places of pilgrimages called Tirtha. Tirtha means where such places, such spaces, such vortices of geo energy where you cross over. Tirth is drawn out of the seed syllable tra. Tra is the same seed syllable out of which transport, transformation, translate, transfer. So Tirtha is a space where you transform. So such transformational spaces in various places of the country, including Rameshwaram, Banaras, and different places, are described in detail in this book. It is almost like a travel log or a Lonely Planet, you can say. Skanda Mahapuran. You will remember Lonely Planet and you'll remember Skanda Mahapuran. So in that now, this space of Kailash. Remember, why is Kailash so beautiful and important? Because Kailash is the only mountain with a single peak. All other mountains in the world have many peaks. Kailash has a single peak and you can go around it. So Kailash. It is also considered to be the center of the world, like many other mountains also. But in our tradition, we consider Kailash as the center of the material creation, you can say that. So it is at that center of material creation, at the pith of material creation, in the pith of materiality, in the deep forest of materiality, where the highest being, Shiva, and his manifested potentia, Shakti, his ability to deliver, his ability to do. Shiva himself does not do, his potential energy, only potential, pure potential, masculine. And his potentia, Shakti, they are there in that pith of materiality. And there our own highest sensibilities have approached and surrounded them. That's the context. Please do pause me, stop me, if you do not understand or you want to add something. We all need to resonate, and it should not be frontal teaching. It should be together. We have to. So you're with me till here in this context. So on Kailash, Shiva and Parvati and a few saints have gathered together, and they have come with a very pertinent question. The Shiva guide us. How do we deal with this materiality, and how do we escape from the pull of the three-dimensional material universe? How do we create an escape route? How do we transcend it? Not escape, but how do we transcend it? How do we go further on our journey? When they posed this question, Shiva closed his eyes for 2 minutes. Now, women are women. His wife, Parvati, looks at him. What is he doing? She immediately understood that he is meditating for just few seconds on someone, as if there is someone superior to him, to Shiva. So when he opened his eyes, even before he could address the other people who have gathered there, Parvati shoots a question. First, time out. Tell me, who were you remembering? Well, you are supreme.
Who were you remembering? Who were you remembering?
Remembering. Shakti asked Shiva, who were you remembering? There is a, if I had the time, I would have shared the whole story that in her previous life as Sati, she had asked the same question and landed herself in deep trouble because of that. Ultimately, she lost her life because of that. But woman is a woman. Forget what happens to her when she again gets on her feet. If that question is not answered, I just I just received a small quip. I don't think it's a fact, that somebody was driving a single plane like that, and he lost his way and he lost his fuel. So he landed up in US. There is a place called Area 51. It's a NASA air base. Nobody can get in there. But this guy just found that space and everything was gone, so he landed his plane there. Obviously, everybody jumped on him and captured him and put him under interrogation. But they interrogated and found out that he's a simple guy. He just ran out of fuel. He's not from ISIS or anything else. Anyway, so after 24 hours, they released him and said, look, never make this mistake again. You'll spend your whole life in jail, okay? Never do this again. This is a secret area of the military of the US. By the evening, they again find the same plane landing there. And this time, there are two people in it. One, this guy. Another one is a woman sitting in there. So this guy runs out. He says, we told you, we'll put you behind bars. He says, please put me behind bars for the whole life. I don't care. But please come along and explain this to my wife, that I was here with you for the last 24 hours. Because she couldn't reach on the phone. He was there. Keep me in jail. I don't care. But I can't deal with her questions anymore. Parvati. Who were you remembering? No, don't worry. Let me address their questions first. No. Who were you? That is the starting point of Guru-gita. That Parvati asked this question, oh Shiva, we thought you are the supreme and you are. So who were you remembering? And then Shiva says that you have asked me this question. It's a very beautiful question. I'll answer this question to you. And I'll answer because you are the mother of the universe, so that you can teach or reveal this to your children. Who was I remembering? And the story begins. Now, here I pause. It's a very bizarre text, this whole text. If you were to just read it, just like that, either you will laugh, you'll find it very amusing, especially to the Western mind, or you will not get it, or it will frustrate you. All of these things will happen. The most bizarre thing is, Shiva right in the beginning says that whatever I am sharing here with you can be given only to qualified persons. There has to be a qualification of the listener before he or she deserves to listen to what is written in here. Now, it is a qualifier. Here again, I pause and I would introduce some thoughts. We think that spirituality is democratic. Everybody can come on the path. Anyone. It is open for everybody. Yoga or any knowledge is open for everybody. True. In a democracy like USA, anybody can become the president of USA, but everybody does not. In a university, anyone can do PhD, but everybody does not. There is certain qualification in all branches of knowledge and understanding, and so also on the path of spirituality. Why has there been a qualifier given in this? It is said, we only have heard through the masters and in tradition, that the milk of a lioness, imagine milking a lioness. Milk of a lioness can be contained only in a vessel made up of gold. Only and only in a vessel made up of gold can the milk of lioness be kept. The question is, what will happen otherwise? Otherwise, that milk will coagulate, it will break up, it will not stay. In any other metal, it won't stay. So the qualification to milk a lioness is you should have a vessel of gold to hold that milk and then use it. Similarly, the knowledge that has been shared in this book, in this text, through this dialogue, can be held only in a qualified mind. Suppose a mind is not qualified to receive this knowledge, what will happen? That knowledge will become misknowledge, you can say. It will turn into something else. It was supposed to liberate you. It will not liberate you, it will probably repel you also. It is possible. If the milk is coagulated, it begins to smell. You can't drink that milk. You won't be able to take this knowledge, what is given in this. So therefore, Shiva, not once, many times in this dialogue, has said the disciple or the person or the listener or the seeker or whoever it is being imparted to should be qualified. He has also given the qualifications in it. I think the simplest of qualification is a certain love in your heart, a certain openness, a certain subduance of rationale. Our rational mind is useful only for survival on earth. Beyond that, rational mind has no use. It is only an obstacle. It's limited. It is limited only to the five senses. It has many limitations, the rational mind. The intuitive mind, the irrational mind, the mind which is full of love, which leads us to understand that we are all together in one fraternity, that brings us together. That mind has to have a certain degree of wakefulness to be able to receive this. So the fact that we are all gathered here is qualification enough. We are all here. And this Gita is not about me versus you or you versus her or whatever. It is within our own mind, that until our mind reaches that level of wakefulness, that it will not receive or understand what is being revealed in this text. For example, one of the mantras of this, of the Guru-gita, which I learned when probably I would have been this small, a baby, who is lying down and playing on his. Since then, I am doing only one mantra. We all know about that mantra. We'll talk about it. Since that age. And the meaning of that mantra I understood only 2 days ago, when I was told I have to make an introduction to Guru-gita. Can you imagine? 52 years of my life. So out of that, maybe for 45 years or so, I have been doing that mantra. And the true sense of it happened only 2 days ago or 3 days ago, when Adhikari ji told me that I must introduce this text to everybody. And
responsibility come to the skanda.
On the skanda. So that means even that mantra was given to an unqualified mind. And let me tell you one thing, I'll share that mantra, and internally I must share this with you, that I would even mock that how is this really true? What is being said in it? It is too much of a superlative statement. Till I understood now that it is the truest statement, and it is the only mantra which will probably take me across. So that is about the qualification, the qualifier part. And as and when we study it more and more, we can begin to aspire for those qualifications within ourselves. All right. Now we have got the context and one filter. Two things we have discussed. One is the context of the text, and one is the filter, that is the qualifier that we need to enter into the text. Now we enter the text itself. We will enter the text through only one word, and that will be a sample of what is there in the whole of the text. The sample is this word called Guru. So we'll only try to understand or appreciate or calibrate our understanding of the word Guru, If we get this right, if we get it right, the whole text, you will straight away, you will be able to understand it. In fact, there is a word in English called grok. I don't know whether anyone has heard this word, grok, G-R-O-K, grok. And that word, we need not to understand this, we need to grok it. Grok. It means not to, understanding is a small part of grokking. Grok is a verb. It means to understand, absorb, resonate, live it up, live it down. Like a sponge absorbs water, but not even that. Almost as if how the fragrance becomes intrinsic to the flower. You can't say the flower has grokked the fragrance, but how you inhale fragrance and you grok it. Or when you have a piece of chocolate, you grok the chocolate. You not only understand what that chocolate is, but it becomes part of your being. It fills your cells, your senses, satiates, neurotransmitters, dopamines, everything, you know. So, today we are not going to understand the word Guru. Understanding we'll try to see what our understanding is. But we'll approach this word with an aspiration to grok it. If we grok the Guru, we are all set. After that, the door to Guru-gita will open and to everything else will open in that. To grok the Guru. And Gita, the simple translation of Gita is a song. Gita means song. So this is a song to the Guru. Guru-gita. Shri means great. Shri is a title. Shri otherwise means Guru who is great, or that song by singing and grokking which we become great. We can say that. So Shri means great, greatness. Guru, we are going to grok him now or her. And Gita is simply a song. Song means something very simple. Song is not difficult. It should not be difficult. It should not be a running commentary and that you have to remember and things. It should be on our lips. It should flow. It should flow out of joy like Lomar Shirishi. The song which was flowing out of the highest state of ecstasy and bliss. Such should be the song to the Guru, which should flow out of every pore, every hair follicle of ourselves. All right. Now to understand or to grok the Guru, one very simple question that we can ask ourselves is, who is, not a or the, who is Guru? This is the most simple question we can start our inquiry with. Is it possible? Are you able to see it? Ah, fantastic. Okay. Who is Guru? No, wait. So we'll write, fill up the blanks. Guru is, please, one by one, let us do this. What did you say?
I said conscience.
Conscience, all right. Guru is conscience. We all have to answer this, fill up the blanks with you, please. Huh?
You're asking me?
Yes, Guru is?
Instructor.
Instructor, fantastic. Guru is instructor. Sir?
Voice.
Voice. Guru is voice. Up.
Spiritual master.
Spiritual
Divine light.
Divine light.
Guru means gravity, right? Guru means something heavy.
Heavy.
So some gravity or
Something heavy or something like a gravity, all right.
some force that drags into.
So I will write Guru is gravity, is that all right? Which means a force which draws you to himself or to something.
Guru is jnana,
Gyan.
science.
Science.
Vijnana, jnana.
Gyan Vigyan. Guru is, so how do you translate it in English? Gyan means knowledge. Vigyan means wisdom. We can say that?
Experiential knowledge.
Experiential knowledge. So Guru is knowledge in terms of science, and Guru is also experiential knowledge. Ji.
Guru is teaching the right path.
Guru is teacher of right path. We can say that. Ji. Guide. Very good. In your mind.
Say, think about guide, but guide of love.
Guide of love. Very nice. I can say here. Why not? No. आपका प्राण शक्ति. Guru is prana shakti. Prana shakti you can translate as life force for the time being. It's not a good translation, but prana shakti. हाँ.
Vital force.
Vital force, life force, चलेगा.
Pillar of love and light.
Pillar of love and light. हाँ वही से देखिए. Pillar of love and light. Pillar.
My answer is Guru is simply love itself.
Guru is love himself. So Guru is love. Yes.
Guiding force, like eternal guiding force.
Eternal guiding force. Guru is eternal guiding force. Guru is eternal guiding force.
Atma.
Guru is Atma. Atma, we can, how do we translate it? Soul. But in Western context, sometimes soul is not a good translation of Atma. We can just say consciousness. Can we say that? Same as that, let's say Atma or consciousness. Conscious self. Yes. Conscious self. Guru is
One who knows what and who he is, and by looking within, knows all.
there is. So one who knows all. We can put that?
One who knows himself
Completely. Okay.
and by looking within, knows
Oh, fantastic. So Guru is one who looks within,
knows himself,
first knows himself. Okay. Guru is one
knows himself,
who knows himself or herself completely,
And by looking within.
and
By looking within.
and by looking within, by
Knows all.
looking within, knows all.
He's also the perfect disciple.
Acha, he's perfect disciple.
He's merged, he's a full-on merging with the Guru.
Yeah, perfect disciple. Perfect. Who is a good? Huh? Kevat. What is Kevat? Kevat means one who? He's like a boatman. Kevat means a boatman. So Guru is a boatman. Guru is a boatman. Guru. नहीं आप बताइए Guru. Who is a Guru? Anything. According to you, consciousness. Anything else? Pure self. हाँ हो गया ना? Oh, he's there. Fill in the blanks, sir. Guru is?
Who is Guru for you?
Father, mother, brother, sister. Father, mother. Brother, sister.
You should also tell us what Guru means to you. Exactly.
I will. I'm Yon. She's asking. Who is he? The question is, he is so many. Who is he? I had a very dear teacher, a very beautiful, very dear teacher. Her name was Faith Hill. She was from Australia, and this is more than 20 years ago. I was talking to her one day, and I was asking her a question. Those days, a question used to be in my mind: who is God? Normally, at that time, 30 years or whatever my age, who is God? I was passionate about finding that answer. So I kept on asking her, where does he live? What does he do? Who is God? Who is he? When I asked her a couple of times, she just kept quiet, looked at me and says, Pawan, so when I asked, who is God? She says, is God a who? This is the answer she gave me. She looked at me. Is God a who? My question vanished. My question itself was ingested by another question. It just went like that. I have never had. No. My teacher, she was from Australia. I have lost contact with her for many years. But this teaching that she gave me has, is God a who? Is this a good question to ask when we say, who is Guru? Is Guru a who? Is Guru a who? That is a question. Yes or no? That is the question we have to answer. Yes, he is a who. Then we can answer, who is he? Or no, he is not a who. Then all of this becomes. So we say, is Guru a who? While we go there, I just have one more thought. think from the yesterday Swami Veda in the class, in the video yesterday, he was talking about think of all the small things and connect them together. He was talking about that. And it came to my mind, Guru is a sound, just a sound. How does this sound manifest in different languages? Can you think of some words with guru? Any sound, any words? One is grok. Guru also is grokking. Let us put it that way. Any sounds with go ra together? Guru. What sounds come to your mind?
Garrulous.
Huh?
Garrulous.
Garrulous. Oh, fantastic. How do we spell it?
G-A.
Huh? Huh? O. L-O-U. What does this mean?
Means very talkative.
Very talkative. Fantastic, Guru. Guru is also a teacher, a talker. He was saying, Swamiji was talking about he's been speaking for 68 years or how many years and he needed to go into silence. Any simpler words?
Grounded.
Grounded? Before grounded, let us write ground itself. Then we can say grounded, also grounded. Any more words? Just think quickly.
German.
Huh?
Gut in German.
How do you spell it? G-U-T. This means good. Yeah, good. Fantastic. Huh? Granthi. But that's Sanskrit. No, I'm talking of only English. Just to do an interesting comparison of what. Can we think of the word called growth? It's a good word, isn't it? Growth. We can also call great. We can also say, huh? Grace. Huh? Gi? Grow. Go and grow together. Both sounds should come together. Huh? I even wanted to write green. Gravity. He said that. Who said gravity? Yeah, there he is. Gravity. Etc. We can go again deeper into it, but can you see one thing? That the translation of guru that we normally use as master, we call it my master, my grandmaster. We use this word master. Is it a good translation of guru? Do you think? Is guru a translatable word at all? There's no translation because all whatever you are saying is all true. Guru is this plus 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 this. So a sigma give me one word which will do a sigma of all of that. For the time being, we can write Guru. Guru is Guru. I'll say something. You know, there is a great poet in the Indian tradition in the 15th, 16th century. His name is Goswami Tulsidas. He wrote one of the greatest epics called the Ramayana, in which Rama, of which our Swami, our great Guru, Swami Rama, took the name from that, Rama. And in describing how Rama is considered to be the incarnation of Vishnu, one of the, you can say, the God in form of nourisher incarnates on earth to clear up the earth of certain evil tendencies. Let us put it that, the context. So in that, the poet is trying to describe, aspiring to describe the physical presence of Rama. And I can say this exactly also for Swami Rama, the same thing that he wrote. He says, Rama's face, for other people he says, her face looked like the thousands of moon together. his face appeared as 1,000 suns rising together in the sky, and he was blazing brilliance, and etc., etc., etc. And finally, when he comes to describe Rama's face, he says, Rama's face, etc., 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 looked like Rama's face alone. Rama's face was like Rama's face only. Unfortunately, there is nothing to which it can be compared. Say, who is a guru? Is guru a who? Guru, who is a guru? Guru is a guru. Here, and कर सकते हैं आधा घंटा ना अब हो गया बहुत
सबसे पूछ लो
नहीं नहीं आराम से करेंगे
आधा घंटा ना
Are you okay if the class extends by some time?
30 minutes 12 o'clock I'll just because now we are entering this the who is a guru is answered in the text, and the most famous guru mantra is part of this. Shiva, in describing the guru, says, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. This is the mantra I have been doing since childhood. Many children do that. I did not understand. I understood the simple meaning of it, which I will explain to you. But the true meaning of it, I grokked only 2 days ago of this mantra. Guru Brahma. Guru is creator. Guru Vishnu. Guru is the nourisher. Guru Devo Maheshwara. Deva means the illumined Guru, the illumined being is Shiva himself. Maheshwara means the Lord of all enjoyers. Ishvara, you can say Ishvara also means the enjoyer. However, Maheshwara is used as one of the names of Shiva, and Shiva is considered to be one in whom everything dissolves. He is the destroyer. So there is a bit of a negative connotation with Shiva. But here, the name of Shiva is given as Maheshwara, the great enjoyer, who is the enjoyer instilled, indwelling in. The definition did not stop here. So Guru is Brahma, the creator. Guru is Vishnu, the preserver. Guru is Shiva, the destroyer or dissolver. Another line goes, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Sakshat, manifested, whom you can touch, feel, hold, hug, fight with. Sakshat. You and me are Sakshat. The word for interview is called Sakshatkar. Interview. We are having an interview. We are having a Sakshatkar. Sakshat. Somebody you can dialogue with. So Guru is, who is Guru? Guru is Sakshat. Sakshat who? Parabrahma. Brahman, not the Brahman, not the pure conscious potentiality out of which all of this creation emerges. No. Parabrahma, purest, highest, deepest, profoundest potentiality out of which a subset potentiality is emerges, out of which potentia emerges, Shakti, out of which the creation happens. So Guru is Parabrahma, inaccessible, inconceivable, immutable, supreme, supremest, highest possible potentiality of being, but Sakshat in physical form, whom you can touch. Na? Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. That Guru I bow down to. The mantra is Guru Brahma. Swami Rama used to sing Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. This is a song, not to be read, to be sung. Now, right in the beginning, Shiva has said that this knowledge can be given only to those who are qualified. If you are not qualified, what I am saying right now is total blasphemy. It is total brainwashing. I am trying to say that Guru is Sakshat Parabrahma. He is the highest possible potentiality manifested in physical form. Go deeper into it, greater blasphemous things are written in it. He says, Shiva goes and explains in the text. Guru is Shiva with 2 eyes. Normally Shiva is shown with 3 eyes. But Guru is Shiva with 2 eyes. And Guru is Vishnu with 2 arms. Normally Vishnu is shown with 4 arms. And Guru is Shiva with 2 eyes. Guru is Vishnu with 2 arms. And Guru is Brahma with 1 face. Normally Brahma has 4 faces. So he has clarified. Don't be confused. Don't think Brahma has 4 faces and Guru has only 1 face. And Shiva has 3 eyes and this guy has only 2 eyes. So how can I say that he is a Guru? And Vishnu is supposed to have 4 arms and he has only 2. No, he says no. He further defines it. Guru is Brahma with 1 face, Vishnu with 2 arms, Shiva with 2 eyes. He is Sakshat Parabrahma. Guru. The verse proceeds a bit further. I'll just take 3 verses that come together here. Rather, I'll take the 4 verses together. In fact, from verse number 57 to 83, about 25 verses of Guru-gita are very beautiful. I'm sure there will be something in which they have been sung. It is a song, real song to the Guru, because all the time it ends with Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I bow down to such a Guru. So there the Guru is introduced. So the first verse of this set of 25 verses says, in this whole forest of life on earth, when a seeker climbs up a tree and gets stuck somewhere, like a child who climbs a tree and he says, Dad, come help me. The Guru is that dad who gets you off the tree of life, that you end up climbing up for a fruit or something, and you end up on such a branch that you can't get off it. The first introduction to Guru is Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. That Guru who comes, he who comes to take us off the tree of life. He is a Guru. Then immediately in the second verse, the definition of Guru has been given. Guru is Brahma. He creates. He is a creator of our consciousness. He is creator. He shapes our consciousness. Swami Rama in the same song has sung, Guru is like a potter on which you put the mud, and then the potter in every moment is perfecting this pot by giving support from inside and by tapping on the outside. So Guru disciplines you a bit from outside, supports you from inside, takes out all the fault and creates a perfect pot of you, potter. So in that creator, in that mode, he is the creator. Guru is the creator. A Guru is preserver of the knowledge that has been transmitted or we hold, or the awareness, forget knowledge, the awareness, the grokking that has happened. Guru will protect the grokking of this consciousness. And in that in that mode of protection, he is also Vishnu. And I am here reducing the scope of Guru. Actually, it is on that side. I am trying to make it more palatable and more consumable, digestible by ourselves at our level of qualification of our inner minds. And Guru is also the dissoluter, the destroyer of our ignorance. So he becomes Shiva. And ultimately, a sigma of all these three: generator, operator, destroyer. Creator, sustainer, destroyer. G-O-D, God. So Guru is God himself, Param Brahma. So you can probably, a good translation of Guru, still not a good translation, could be all of this sigma. Imagine if you are sitting with friends over coffee and say, I met my God. Everybody, because the mind is not qualified to understand that this is possible. But by definition, Guru is directly God. Goes further to explain, Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjan shalakaya chakshu unmilan tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So, Ajnana timirandhasya, Ajnana, ignorance. Not only ignorance, dark, profound ignorance. The darkness of profound ignorance. With that darkness, the eyes which have been blinded with that darkness, Jnananjan Shalakaya. That he who puts, have you seen corellium? Normally women use eyeliners. But traditionally we used to use a corellium made out of the essence of, camphor. We used to, even now traditionally women take it on an iron plate, they burn camphor, it becomes dark, and they use that to line their eyes. So it is said, something like that. And, Kajal, corellium, kajal. Coal also. These are some words, if you might be aware, but otherwise just simply understand which is the brand nowadays, Lakme or whatever brand, eyeliner. Guru takes the eyeliner of knowledge and he puts by putting that eyeliner in the eyes, all the darkness vanishes. Why here ignorance has been used? Because if you are aware with the text of Patanjali, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the 5 roots of suffering, we suffer in this world. The 5 roots of suffering are, number 1, ignorance. Out of ignorance, ego. Out of ego, likes. Because of likes, dislikes. And because of all of them, fear. Ignorance, ego, likes, dislikes, fear. These are the 5 roots of all suffering. Here, out of these 5 roots, the main root is ignorance only. And Patanjali defines ignorance as taking the unreal to be real. That is ignorance. This is unreal. We take this to be real. I am Pawan means I am Pawan. This is Pawan. Neither Pawan is real. That name itself has been given because somebody gave that name to this body. And I take all of that to be real. So taking the unreal to be real and taking the real to be unreal. This is called ignorance. Because of that ignorance, we get blinded. Because of that blindness, we stay like blind people. Now imagine how blind people can stay. No, it's not anything on people who are blind. They are very differently sighted and great. But then how their world becomes. Similarly, our world, even while we have our eyes open, we are totally blinded. Guru, who is the Guru? He takes the liner of knowledge, of self-knowledge, true knowledge or light, and he puts in the eyes and the eyes open up. Just the perspective changes. Yesterday, where many of us were in that video, isn't it? In the class in the evening. And Swamiji was all the time shaking a cell phone. If you understand this, you will reach liberation. You will attain liberation. Then he took a piece of paper. Many times he shook it like that. If you understand this small piece of paper, you guys will be liberated. He's making us, what has he done? We see the paper, paper is paper. He puts a knowledge here, a light. And now paper begins to look like our staircase to liberation. If you understand paper, this piece of paper, this cell phone, I will get liberated. It becomes a tool to liberation if you go deep into that knowledge. And the third mantra, fourth mantra of this stuti, it is actually towards this mantra that I shared all these three mantras to give you a taste of what is going on in this text. This is the mantra most dear to Swami Veda. This is the mantra which is being put into the fire. We are doing fire offerings with this mantra. This is the most dear mantra to, this is the most dear mantra to invoke the twin flame of the Guru. Here I pause for 1 minute. I just take a small digression. We have to recognize this Guru. Therefore, Guru is not, I can also say in many of these things, Guru is also this, also this, also this, also this, but Guru is not an instructor, a teacher. Many people can be teacher. Teacher, the word for teacher in Sanskrit is shikshak. Guide, acharya, will guide you. Guru is not a teacher. Guru is not a sikshak. I will even say Guru is not even a master. Do you understand? There are different roles. Anybody can become all of this. So you have to recognize this in a Guru. Now, this cannot be imposed, cannot be said Swami Veda is Guru. Now come on, let us worship him like God or something like, because he's God now. According to this, if I take him as my Guru, or even Swami Rama for that matter. So now let us begin to worship him. But you might say, I don't believe in it. I don't resonate with it. Which is okay. Not to resonate with a personality in this form is perfectly okay. Someday or the other, such a person, Guru is not, Swami Rama said, Guru is not a person, it is a grace, but manifested through a person. That person could be different for different people. If you have found such a Guru, fantastic. Then relate with the Guru till you are able to write this word in front of that person. He is not a Guru yet. It could be a teacher. You could give him one of these titles, perfect guide, guide of love, things like that. You can give all of those things. And then he is only that. But Guru, at the level of Guru-gita, is directly God himself. No confusion. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. It moves on and further states Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tadpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram. Akhand. Khand, broken. Akhand, unbroken. Akhanda Mandalakaram. Mandalakaram, mandala. Like, mandala is now a very common word. Mandala means a circle, an embrace, a circle, a spiral, you can say. Mandala. Akaram, in the shape. In the shape of an unbroken sphere of presence, in the shape of an unbroken sphere of presence. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Chara Acharam. Characharam. Chara means that which moves. Achara means that which doesn't move. In this whole universe that we are perceiving, there are only two types of things or existences. One that moves, one that doesn't move. Very simple. If we say all the things that move and all the things that don't move, if we were to list them down and total them, that will become the whole of universe, isn't it? The whole of universe will have two subsets. chara charam. So akhanda mandalakaram, in the unbroken sphere of presence, that which enwraps, encompasses, embraces, is present within all that moves and all that doesn't move. Movement, non-movement also means our mind. Everything you can think of can be listed as moving and non-moving. So akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena chara acharam, in the form of a sphere of unbroken sphere of presence that enwraps, encircles, indwells, fills up all that is moving and not moving. In our Vedic system, in our Vedic tradition, this entity, this one that does this presence, is known as, all of us know that. That. Huh? Because, again, in the universe, there are only two types of things. Either this or that. What is that? All which is not this. Because all which is this is either moving or not moving. But all of this is encompassed by that. That doesn't have a name. Because if you give a name to that, that will become this. So, in this says, akhanda mandala karam vyaptam yena characharam tat. Same thing as that. Tat. Tat padam. Pad means this word. Pad means a word, a phrase. Tat padam. Darshitam yena. Darshitam. Here I am taking it as that. Feet will again become this. I am only concentrating on pad means the word called, this word that is such a difficult thing. You know, even when we do some small classes, introductory classes to yoga, it comes to the point wherein you have to say, who am I? This is a great question. So I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. So finally I am that. What is that? All that is not this is that. Can you imagine? It's so difficult to explain this. There's no way to explain it. You have to grok it. This. Tat padam darshitam yena. Not used. Darshitam does not mean to see. Darshitam means to grok. Darshan means philosophy. Seeing, observing, understanding, absorbing, all of this put together is darshanam. So he who made me grok that, which that is such that it encompasses all of this. Huh? Huh? ये वही है. Huh? Yes. So etad dvaitad. Vaitad, yeah. This is this, that. This is. So one who just made us, who made us grok it, just get it. Get this deep insight, this knowledge that all of this is encompassed in an unbroken sphere of presence. Every molecule, every particle, every subatomic particle, or all the galaxies. That Guru, I bow down to. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Akhanda Mandala Karam. Because in the Mandukya Upanishad, it is mentioned very clearly, a very bold statement. The statement is, all of the Vedas, all the scriptures, all sciences, astronomy, grammar, literature, everything, all of this, put them in one basket. This is lower knowledge, apara vidya, lower knowledge. Remove it. That knowledge by which you get that. Just this. Just not understanding. Grokking. I'm again and again using the word not understanding. You can't understand it. You get it. Getting this, that the whole of the universe or all of existence is encompassed and embraced and filled up with the unbroken sphere of presence. This is Paravidya, higher knowledge. And the Rishi in Mandukya Upanishad is saying, forget about all of that. Don't go there. It is blind leading the blind. You will still continue to be doing something in that, rationalizing something, writing a commentary, reading it, finding another commentary to clash it and discuss that. Forget it. Concentrate only on that. So that is Paravidya. And the Guru, by putting that eyeliner of knowledge in the highest form, makes us see that. So to that Guru, who just taught me, made me to grok that, I bow down to him. That is Guru. No? And such 25 verses, can you imagine? And such 352 verses about the Guru. Here I will pause. There's only 1 or 2 minutes. I just want to, I haven't mentioned about one thing, that this Guru, one is this manifested Guru in physical form, but all of this, the source or the moving force of knowledge that evolves or devolves into understandable bites of understanding through human or other means of perception. That source is referred to as Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb, which is considered to be the primordial Guru. That primordial Guru is also God only, is Brahman. But Brahman, in the form where information or cognition has begun to differentiate itself, so that ultimately it will become understandable, grokkable, teachable, exchangeable. So Brahman at that edge, that interface with the Brahman, where you can get a perception or understanding of that, so as to be led back into it, so as to be led back, so as to climb down from the tree of the samsara you have got into, so as to recognize the Guru as manifested Param Brahman, and so as to hold his hands and reach finally to the source of all existence. That is Hiranyagarbha. In literal translation, golden womb is also the first. Every woman's womb is the golden womb. Literally also, if you were to put torch on it, because of the light falling through blood vessels, it will look like golden light only. Otherwise, in terms of preciousness, it is the golden womb in which the first cognition of I am begins to germinate in the fetus. Therefore, that also is a golden womb. But a sigma of all of that is the golden womb, the Parabrahma, the great teacher. And Shiva, therefore, was remembering his own self as Hiranyagarbha before he started talking to the gathered friends who had come seeking knowledge from him. And this was the answer to his. In fact, and the last one, a very strong statement from this book. Strong one, very strong one. Shiva says, there is no difference between me and the Guru, between me, the Supreme Consciousness, and Guru. There is no difference at all. He goes further in the second line of the same verse. He goes further and states, those unqualified minds who see a difference between God and Guru, who see a difference between Shiva and Guru, are committing a grave sin. And as if not to stop there, he's defined the sin. He says it is such a grave sin as if you're sleeping around with your Guru's wife. Stated in this. Guru Patni Gamyam Papa. To see any difference between Guru and God is a sin in itself. Can you imagine? It is not even, there's no scope to see that difference. The only scope is to be invited to go deep into this and find a resonance. Here, just a small suggestion that in case you don't resonate with a personality in this form, then have a lamp or a candle at your home in your prayer place and relate to that light as the presence of that guiding Hiranyagarbha, the golden light. That also to begin with, and then with God's grace, someday or the other, a Guru will manifest in front of you. And then you will know that you have found your manifested Guru. With these words, I pause. If you have any questions, anything that is going in your mind, any comment. Yeah. I just used it because to our eyes, Swami Rama and Swami Veda look different. Two different persons. So therefore I call them dual flame, but they are only together one. Twin flame, you can say. We have certain conditioning and limitation of our own mind. So I use that. Any other questions? You are all welcome. I am in cottage 14. We can continue to dialogue, share together. And you are all invited. You can probably buy this book from the bookshop and try reading it. But even if you just understand the meaning of one mantra, the whole book is included into that. Okay.
Some of the most famous mantras are in that book. The Guru Brahma is in that
Absolutely.
book. And the Akanta Mandala.
Yes, that's what I was trying to talk.
What else is?
All of that. All the mantras.
All the mantras.
He said, no, there is one definition of the Guru that our brother there gave. You said Guru is father, mother, sister, brother. Here, there is a mantra. It says everything. Because he is accessing the same truth with the same consciousness. So same knowledge will flow from the same source. It's here. It's said that.